everyone seems to be pulling their hair out and going mad over the Jose Mourinho rumours. A woeful season, to say the least, for Manchester United. And I'm just like any other of you fans. I want him gone. I think probably 99% of Manchester United fans want Louis van Gaal gone now. And obviously there is just so many rumours going around Twitter today and all the time. I mean, it did dry down a little bit, but still there are rumours out there of whether Jose Mourinho is coming in. For the last couple of weeks, a lot of the papers and the reporters saying that Louis van Gaal is going to stay in the job. And it was looking a bit more likely that Manchester United might somehow pull a miracle out the bag and get that top four. And now, since it seems to be on sour again with the top four hopes, it seems that a lot of people think that the deal is going to be concluded. The BBC is saying that a deal's been agreed or almost agreed. And to be honest, my thoughts on this, I think the deal has been agreed probably a couple of months ago. You know, after the woeful form we saw around December time, and then we picked up a bit. And when we started to pick up, I think the owners, Ed Woodward at Manchester United, thought that hopefully we could revive the season this year and then potentially have a change in the summer. So I think the deal's already been sorted out. I'm not 100%, obviously not 100% sure that he's definitely coming to Manchester United, but I'm probably about 95% sure that he is coming. I'll be more shocked than when Renato Sanchez was announced that he was going to Bayern Munich. I was pretty shocked about that as well, to be honest. But I think with this one, I can't really see where else Jose Mourinho is going to go. You know, the only other club with stature would be PSG, and to be honest, that is an absolutely dog shit league to be in. There, over 30 points clear in their league. The team that are second are closer to relegation, so who's going to want to go there? There's no competition there. So Manchester United is the only other one. Indonesia national team, I think it is, want him, but they're banned from international football or something. So he's not going to go there. There's nowhere else for him to go. The only other Premier League club that Jose Mourinho could possibly go to is if Roberto Martinez is sacked at Everton, and he could potentially go there, I suppose. But I can't really see him going there unless they really splash the cash. I know they've come into a lot more money now, but I can't really see him going there. He's always wanted the Manchester United job, and coming out tonight, he said there's still plenty of time. And I think the deal was done a long while ago. I can't imagine that Manchester United have left it to whether they finish in the top four. Because, to be honest, if we had got top four, it would have been all because Manchester City and Pellegrini have thrown it away. He's prioritised the Champions League, as we've seen with the Southampton result. When they lost there, they made 8 or 9 changes. He's prioritised that for his own self, because he's been sacked as the manager of Manchester City a few months ago, so he doesn't give a shit about the league. He's admitted it's Pep Guardiola's problem if they don't finish in the Champions League, so he doesn't care at all. And the Manchester United are keeping things close to their chest. They haven't said either way whether he's going to be sacked or he's staying, which I think if he was going to stay, Manchester United would have come out certainly in the last few weeks and said, look, he's staying, he's the Manchester United manager, we're keeping him. But they haven't, they've kept quiet, which makes me think that he will be going. And a couple of months ago when Mourinho was asked about it before, he said, I cannot confirm or deny. Now personally, I think that Mourinho probably would have denied it if he tried to change the subjects, and other clubs saying he cannot deny other clubs as well. He was trying to get the topic onto another thing, and I think he knows deep down that he's getting this job. And Louis van Gaal obviously is one of his friends. They have a decent relationship, friendship. So I believe that he doesn't want to ruin his reputation, friendship with Louis van Gaal, and he wants to keep it close. I think Louis van Gaal deep down probably knows himself that he's getting the sack, but he's coming out and saying that he's still going to be here next season, and I'm pleased about that, because I didn't want the season to turn sour like it had done at Manchester City for Pellegrini. It's gone completely dog shit for them since it's been announced that he's actually been sacked. So I didn't want that to happen to Manchester United. You know, it happened to Roberto Mancini as well. They fucked up the FA Cup final against Wigan when all the papers were saying that he was going to get the sack. I think it was the morning before the FA Cup final. Everywhere it was saying that he was going to get the sack. So everyone pretty much knew he was going to get the sack. The players, the staff, everyone knew for sure that he was going. And then they went out there and didn't perform on the day. Now, the players should still get themselves up, even if it is announced in the next week that Louis van Gaal, even if it's announced after that game against Bournemouth that he is departing from the club. The players have really got to go out there in that FA Cup final and put 100% effort in, because it might be the only chance they get of winning the FA Cup. This is the first time we've been in the FA Cup final since I think it was 2007, so we've really got to go out there and put our all into this game. But I do think that he will be announced after that final. Probably on June the 1st, sometime around then, I would believe that Jose Mourinho will be announced as the Manchester United manager. And the statement that will come from the club is saying that our minimum requirements were to get into the Champions League places, and that hasn't been fulfilled. And that is why Louis van Gaal has been dismissed of his post. Now, it's interesting that Louis van Gaal has also come out and said in recent weeks that he only wanted a 2-year contract at Manchester United. Now, and he said the club wanted to give him a 3-year contract. Now, if they'd only given him a 2-year contract, then everyone would have known from the start of the season that he was going at the end of this season, and it would have been the same thing that would have happened to Pellegrini. So the club probably did this with the intentions. Most clubs do give managers about a 3-year contract, and very few managers see out their contract or they renew them before their last year is coming to an end, so that this prevents unrest. The players then will probably still give 110%, even though I don't think Louis van Gaal has actually got the best out of some players. I think the players, I thought at one point he had lost the dressing room, but I believe that he hadn't actually lost the dressing room, and it was probably just a really bad run of form around Christmas, bad tactics and style of play and that sort of thing, rather than actually losing the dressing room, because in recent weeks they have come out fighting in some games, and it has just been a mad season. I mean, every time you think the final game that's going to be the final nail in the coffin for Louis van Gaal, he has pulled the result out to keep us in contention for the Champions League spot, which has kept people on a knife edge, which is one reason why, you know, you're looking at other clubs that could potentially have announced the departure of managers. Likes of Everton have actually got nothing to play for. We had Champions League football and an FA Cup final, and well, semi-final and then a final to play for. And Manchester United didn't want that to go sour. So I'm pretty confident that he will be announced even if we get the top 4. I don't think that will change anything whether we get the top 4. I think it has most likely been announced. They're not just going to change their mind on that last day of the season just if Swansea beat Man City. I can't see it. When the football's been terrible, why would they just all of a sudden change it on one result? It would be pure madness to keep a manager just because of one result, because we will get this same rubbish again next season. And there's no point keeping a manager, giving him another 150 million to spend when the players that he's brought in haven't performed for him for whatever reason. You know, in the likes of Herrera, Schneidlin, none of the players besides maybe Blind and Martial have actually, out of his signings, have actually performed anywhere near their full potential for Manchester United, which he's got to take the blame for it. I don't think all his signs have been too bad. They could have been better, but he has nowhere near got the best out of them. Obviously, it's a bit unlucky with Luke Shaw, but in his first season, he got nowhere near the best out of Luke Shaw. He should have gotten better, fitter. In his first season, he was nowhere near fit. And, you know, the manager's got to take some blame for that, because he should have got that message across to Luke Shaw. Look, get yourself fit, and you will get a run of games. And he wasn't. Second season, he did come back fit, and it was unfortunate that he broke his leg. But, you know, pretty much none of his players have performed well enough, and that in the long run does get a manager the sack, I'm afraid, because you're just looking at Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp got a lot more better, a lot more out of the Liverpool players. You're looking at the likes of Dejan Lovren, who he's got a lot more out of him than Brendan Rodgers got out of him. And people were saying that some of them signings that Brendan Rodgers made were absolutely terrible, like Lovren. But he's become a steady player, probably a 7 out of 10 now, compared to when he was under Rodgers, a 4 out of 10. And I believe the likes of Schneidlin, maybe even Herrera, can revive their Manchester United careers and be quality players next season under a better manager. Tactics are rubbish, boring football and everything. So I believe he will be manager of Manchester United soon. We will bring you the latest news when and if Manchester United do decide to sack Louis van Gaal. It will be probably the best news we've heard all season. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will talk to you all again soon. See ya.